My job is to be the guide for you. And some people mistake the purpose of a guide, you know? Guys, look, there's a metaphor I use with the story of Moses delivering the Egyptians from slavery, from Pharaoh, right? And what's interesting about that story is that they were freed by Moses from Egypt, and they were on their way. Their journey was on their way to the promised land. Now, for us, the promised land is the land of profitability, right? Not mastery, by the way, the land of profitability. That's before mastery. So that's where we're on our way to. But as the story would have it, the promised land was only 2 weeks away. It was a 2-week journey. Yet Moses and the slaves had to travel 40 years. Now think about this. The journey was only a 2-week journey, yet they had to travel. They were in the wilderness for 40 years. And what they were doing is basically going around the promised land in circles for 40 years. Now, why was this? Because before the Egyptians were allowed into the promised land, every single person that was a slave had to die. Now, think about the message in that. It took 40 years for every slave to die. And only the people that were born during that journey, that were born from that journey, were allowed to enter. Why? Because the people that came from slavery still had the slave mentality. They still had the doubts. Are we doing the right thing? Moses, you have brought us out into the wilderness to die. Why aren't we here yet? We had it better as slaves. Moses, you're the enemy. All of them had to die. And it is only after every single person with the slave mentality died off were they allowed to enter into the promised land, the land of profitability. But you know what's really, really fascinating about that story? Is that Moses couldn't enter either. The deliverer could not enter with them. The guide could not enter with them. The mentor could not enter with them. And if we are to relate this to trading in our relationship, I can't enter with you either. You see, before you have a right to enter into the land of profitability, something in you must die. You must die. The person that you are right now must die. The person that lacks discipline must die. The person who can't follow a plan must die. The person who can't do what they know they should do, that person has to die. Your faults have to die. Your deficiencies have to die. And it is only after all of that is dead are you allowed in. You can't bring that nonsense to the promised land. And this is the problem that so many people have. They want to stay who they are and enter the promised land. They don't want to change and enter the promised land. They want to remain slaves. And they all blame Moses when the fault lies in themselves. Now, when it comes to Moses not entering the promised land, or me not being able to enter with you. And I don't speak from the point of view as if I'm as great as Moses. No, I'm using it as a metaphor. I am your guide. You have chosen me as your mentor. And as your guide, as your mentor, the only thing I can do is to keep you motivated to continue the journey, even when it gets hard, and to point the way. But I can't do it for you. I can't take the test for you. I can help you prepare for it. I can't enter with you. I can't enter the classroom to take the test with you. I can't enter the promised land with you. I can point to it. I can make sure you're not going in the wrong direction. No, it's not that way. It's that way. I can help you avoid some landmines along the way. But the biggest and most important part of that process belongs to you and only you. You have to make that final thing that's required to get you in the promised land. No one can do that for you. Moses couldn't do it for the Egyptians, the freed Egyptians, and I can't do that for you. And so in a way, this is a partnership. I have my part and you have your part. You can't buy this. You can't buy a ticket into the promised land and skip the work. This is what people do when they buy courses and seminars. They believe that by buying this course, I have evaded my responsibility. I've evaded the work. I have bought my ticket in without having to do my part. No, it doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. And so this is what we do here every day. We are in the midst of a journey to become free. Free of our faults, free of our errors, free of our mistakes, free of our lack of discipline, free of our frailties, free of our shortcomings. And only those who understand that these things must die first before there's ever a hope for entering the promised land, only those have a chance. And those who simply believe that I don't need to do anything, Moses should do it all, they don't have a hope. And there you go, traders. You like how I tied that into trading? Did you like it? Boom.